Ah, teenage years. Those were the days when all you worried about was finishing your homework on time. But for these teens, life isn't all rainbows and butterflies or Netflix and social media. Here are 10 unusual teens you have to see to believe. What's up, Factnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Keep watching till the end, because our top 1 pick will make you scream, bloody hell. Let's get started. Number 10, Arfit Gohil. If you think your last trip to the dentist was bad, well, sink your teeth into this. When Indian teen Arfit Gohil's right jaw swelled, his dentist wasn't ready for what he was about to uncover. Turns out Arfit needed his teeth removed, but can you guess how many? 1, 2, try 232! Arfit suffers from a rare condition called complex composite odontoma, in which a single gum produces multiple teeth. When the doctors tried to extract Arfit's teeth, they initially thought they bit off more than they could chew. As the doctors went on with the operation, the teeth just came out one after the other that it got pretty tiring. But after a whopping 7 hours, the surgeons finally took out all 232 teeth. That's a lot of presents from the tooth fairy. If you think that's insane, our number 1 pick will make your eyes pop. Number 9, Gabby Graf. When you get frustrated over something, don't you just feel the urge to punch something or bang your head against the wall? But of course, the pain makes you think twice. Well, not for this young woman. I'm not saying, though, that she's fond of banging her head against the wall or stuff like that, but Gabby Graf won't feel any pain as she tried. That's because the young woman was diagnosed with congenital insensitivity to pain, meaning she never developed nerve fibers that detect pain or temperature. Sounds convenient. Think again. Even as a baby, Gabby did things that could make grown men cry. She'd chew her tongue like it was bubblegum, nibble her fingers till they bled, and break her jaw without even knowing it. To keep Gabby from hurting herself, her teeth had to be pulled out, and because she scratched her left eye so severely, she had to have it replaced with an artificial one. Gabby may not feel pain, but it doesn't mean she has no feelings. She used to get teased a lot for her missing teeth and always wanted to look, speak, and eat like everyone else. And thanks to generous hearts, Gabby got what she always wanted. Just look at her smiling from ear to ear in her senior portraits. Number 8, Arfit Gohil. Life in an Indian farm can be pretty chill, but it's far from ideal for Arfit Gohil. You see, tripping over a tree root or falling off a bike could be deadly for this teen. Arfit was born with ectopia cordis, a congenital malformation that caused his heart to develop outside of his rib cage. To date, there are only 165 known cases of ectopia cordis worldwide. Since Arfit never experienced any complications and even seemed healthier than other boys his age, he was never taken to a doctor for surgery. Fast forward, and Arfit is still alive and kicking at 18 years old, driving the family tractor, climbing trees, and living a normal life. Teens have their fair share of growing pains, but these next two take the cake. Number 7, Gabriel Gomez. There's no limit to how high this teen can go. No, seriously, he's unstoppably getting taller and taller. That's because Gabriel Gomez suffers from gigantism caused by a benign tumor in his brain, which led to his seemingly endless growth spurt. You'd think he's ready for the big leagues, but Gabriel's height actually does him more harm than good. Forget excruciating leg and back pains. His excessive growth hormones actually put him at risk for organ failure, which is why he decided to go through a risky brain surgery in 2017. The operation was a success, and Gabriel finally stopped growing at 7 foot 5 inches. His age can finally catch up with his towering height. Number 6, Macie Corrigan. Born at just 19 inches, which is smaller than the average baby, neither Macie Corrigan nor her parents could have predicted the plot twist coming their way. After a series of growth spurts, Macie eventually grew way taller than every other kid at her school, and at 16 she's already reached an astounding 6 feet 9 inches. Her legs are another story too, because at 53 inches, she's well in the running for the longest legs in the world. While Macie wouldn't have it any other way, she admits there are some pretty annoying lowlights to her incredible height, like getting into a car, walking through doors without hitting her head, and finding clothes that fit. Her go-to outfit? Extra stretchy yoga pants. Macie takes these setbacks in stride, though, as she aspires to become a model while gunning for an official Guinness record for the world's longest legs. Number 5, Lucy Pierce. Isn't it incredibly annoying when you can't find a pen and paper just when you need it the most? Well, that's no problem for this young lady. She could just write it on her skin. In 2013, Lucy was diagnosed with dermatographia, a type of hives that causes her skin to swell at even the slightest touch. The marks usually disappear after 30 minutes, which is enough time for this human notepad to memorize what she wrote. And it sure comes in handy when she has to study for her exams. She just jots down some keywords or formulas on her arm and tries to memorize them before they fade out. Going paperless with her note-taking isn't just convenient, it's environmentally friendly too. Number 4. Mahendra Ahiwar. 13-year-old Mahendra Ahiwar saw the world from a whole different perspective. Ever since he was born, he suffered from congenital myopathy, which made his muscles too weak, including his neck muscles that became too fragile to support his own head. Growing up, Mahendra saw the world upside down and needed his mom Sumitra to bathe, dress, and feed him. When Mahendra's ordeal made headlines in 2016, a mother of 2 from England raised over £12,000 to fund the teenage boy's life-changing surgery. After 6 hours under the knife, Mahendra was finally able to hold his head up high. But sadly, just after 8 months, the kid died one afternoon while watching TV due to cardiopulmonary complications. He never fulfilled his dream of going to college, moving to the city, or opening up a general store with his family. Who left the damn onions out? Be right back. Number 3. Tilly Locky. Bionic teen Tilly Locky's story is as badass as she looks. Due to meningitis, she had to have her hands and toes amputated when she was only 15 months old. While the surgery was successful, doctors gave her 0% chance of survival, but the determined baby fought to prove them wrong. At 13, Tilly was the first kid in the UK to receive bionic arms. She used to have basic prosthetic arms that made her blend in, but she wanted to stand out from the crowd. So, tech company Open Bionics fulfilled her wishes, supplying her these bionic arms that fit her indomitable spirit. Not only do these arms open and close, they also allow her to do the thumbs up and basically look like a cool cyborg straight out of a science fiction movie. At 14, Tilly is now also a certified YouTube star, where she does makeup tutorials and piano covers of her favorite songs. High five, Tilly! Number 2. Jenny Fry. Trigger warning, this next story mentions suicide. What millennial can live without Wi-Fi these days? When you find your internet speed rather slow, instead of throwing a tantrum, be thankful you're not allergic to it like this teenager. Meet Jenny Fry, the girl who was allergic to Wi-Fi. Yep, it's a real thing, kids. 15-year-old Jenny began showing signs of electrohypersensitivity syndrome, or EHS, in November 2012, which caused her to feel extreme tiredness, headaches, and bladder problems whenever she was around wireless broadband. Because of this, her mom, Deborah, had to remove all wireless routers in their home in Oxfordshire. But Jenny faced another problem, the Wi-Fi at the school she went to. The teenager allegedly experienced such severe EHS symptoms inside her classroom that she had to constantly get out and find a spot far away from any routers. Until in June 2015, it was believed that Jenny couldn't take her symptoms any longer and was later found hanging from a tree near her house. Number 1. Marnie Ray Harvey. She may look like an ordinary teenage girl, but Marnie Ray Harvey has a condition so weird that it has stumped doctors to this day. You see, watching a sad movie with Marnie can turn into a horror scene in an instant because this teen literally sheds tears of blood. It all started in 2013 when Marnie Ray began coughing up blood, then escalated to her bleeding from her eyes, nose, ears, gums, fingernails, tongue, and even her scalp. Experts earlier believed it might be a rare case of hemolacria, which causes clotting problems and tear gland disorders, but tests cleared her from any of these symptoms. The doctor's best guess? Just a regular case of weakened immune system. Since doctors can't identify Marnie Ray's unusual condition, let alone treat it, she continues to suffer from a lack of energy and painful limbs. To top it off, she lost all her friends because she was always stuck at home, as if she needed one more thing to cry about. So, there you have it, the 10 unusual teens you have to see to believe. Which of them shocked you the most? Let your voice be heard in the comments section below. Join our fantastic tribe of Factnatics now by hitting that subscribe button, and while you're at it, turn on the notification bell so you never have to miss any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And if you're craving more of the bizarre, check out our countdown of the 10 most unusual men in the world. Till then, stay original, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.